begin in 1949 and 50. Many claim to have witnessed strange shapes in the sky. Who's there to say that flying saucers are not spaceships from another planet? With our star Franklin Roy, come with me now to a great airbase in the desert. For an adventure beyond this world, as told in science fiction. Welcome. Won't you come with me on his thrilling tale beyond the realm of knowledge?
Hey everybody, we're talking to Mixed by Xelox today. Really looking forward to this conversation. I've been watching this guy for months now and his streams are always so fun, so let's get to it. Hey, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
It's awesome to finally meet you. I'm in your streams all the time. You're one of my favorite streamers and it's just such a good vibe there. Just getting started with some basic questions. How old are you? Where were you born? And where do you live now?
Yeah, so right now I live in England and I've been here for about 9 years now, I believe. But I was born in the Netherlands, so I'm full Dutch. And yeah, I've moved there about nine years ago. So what's the other question?
How old are you now?
Yes, I'm 29, nearly 30.
Nearly 30. When's your birthday?
30th of December.
Are you going to be doing a birthday stream or anything?
Yeah, the plan is to do a birthday stream with a few other DJs and go for as long as possible, basically.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
How old? So you're pretty young still in my book. How old were you when you started listening to electronic music?
Oh God, must have been when I was about 12, probably. It was, yeah, it's a very long journey. Used to listen to some like trance and dance music, and then eventually evolved into things like dubstep even, and other electronic genres before settling on deep house now.
So when you were that young, was it through video games or radio, or how did you discover it?
Yeah, mainly video games. Just what my friends used to listen to. Obviously, I picked up from that as well. And yeah, just some radio as well, but mainly through friends really.
Okay, cool. Do you remember a specific song or artist that made you really love it?
Oh, well, recently, I've been, like since I got really into deep house. There's one name that always sticks with me, which is Ben Boomer or Ben Boomer, I think it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
I look up to him. That's hopefully if I eventually maybe start producing music at some stage, that's the kind of thing I want to do.
Yeah, and stream from a hot air balloon, hopefully.
Yes, although I'm kind of afraid of heights, I'm not sure how that will work.
Are you afraid of heights? Is that why you sit all the time?
Uh, that's one of the theories.
One of the theories. When did you learn to DJ?
I think I started about March, beginning of April, maybe this year. So it's not been that long. But yeah, a very good friend of mine pushed me to do it, and I've always had an affinity with music. Like I grew up playing musical instruments and things like that. So I wanted to, yeah, it fit perfectly with what I want to do, basically.
That's awesome. What instruments did you learn to play when you were younger?
This is embarrassing. I didn't have much choice in the matter. So I was basically forced to, the main instrument I was doing is the recorder.
Okay, nice.
By choice, but that is what I grew up with, yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I can see how that relates to DJing and all.
No.
What did you learn to DJ on?
So I learned to DJ on a Pioneer DJ 200. Actually, back when I was about 14 as well, I used to kind of build my own tracks at a very basic level. So that's also something that I kind of want to go back into at some point as well, hopefully.
So I've heard that DJJ 200 kind of has like a weird headphone issue. Do you have any experience with that?
I didn't, because I use Virtual DJ, so my outputs are not going through the controller; they're going through the internal sound card. So I've got no issues with that.
Well, that's a good pro tip.
Yes.
What do you still use that then, or have you upgraded your equipment?
I've upgraded twice. Once to the Numuk Mixtrack Platinum, and then the Mixtrack Platinum FX is the one I'm running at the moment.
Okay, cool.
It's the same thing basically.
Now, of course, I know the answer to this, but what genre of music do you play on your streams? Do you have specific days you play certain things?
Yeah, Mondays now I'm trying to stick to the mellow Monday vibe, and that is mainly deep house, progressive, that kind of thing. But then Wednesdays, I normally at the moment do back to back with another DJ, and it's more broad genre. It's just to get into tune beats and other kind of things as well.
Yeah, Wednesdays are my favorite because you basically play the entire time I'm working.
Yes.
They're amazing. How'd you come up with your DJ name?
This nickname has been with me since I was about 12 as well. I always used to have it as my game handle. So it was always Xelox, or in Dutch it's Xelox. But yeah, that's what I always used to rock with. And I thought, what a great way to pay homage to my old gamer name is by using that as my DJ name as well.
Definitely. Does it mean anything?
No, I think I just thought it up at some point. I don't think it actually has any meaning other than what I've given it, I guess.
Yeah, you've given it meaning. That's right. So it sounds like you just started streaming this year. So you haven't never streamed online before this at all?
I have, but not anything music related. I've done years ago now. I've done a few VR streams. So yeah, when VR was still in its infancy, I used to stream a few times and mess about with that, and it never really took off. But then I just left it for years, and now this is the first time I'm taking anything back up, really. Yes.
So what made you decide to do it then? in March?
I mean, what made me decide to pick this up now?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the whole lockdown thing happened in the UK here, and I was kind of bored, and I was talking to my best friend, and he said, "Oh, you've mentioned this a few times before. So why not just pick it up?" And I did. So I bought a controller. The first stream I did was absolute nightmare, but I built from there, and yeah, I love it ever since.
Yeah, I think you've had some pretty, I guess, loyal fans right from the get-go even, because I remember some of those streams when you would kind of have a hiccup here or there and you'd be so embarrassed and everyone's just like, you're doing amazing.
I'm my own worst enemy.
Definitely.
I'm a very much perfectionist. So when something, even slightly, even if something's off by 4 beats and nobody else would really notice it, I do. And it just bugs me. But it's a good thing in the end, I guess, just to be critical, but not too much.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also a good thing to see all these other bigger name DJs streaming and also having issues.
It happens to everybody. That's what.
Happens to everybody, definitely. So is DJing your full-time gig at the moment?
No, I work full time aside from this at a company creating websites for florists specifically. So that I am the systems admin there. And also deal with customer support as well. That's why there's no phone on my desk, is because we're all working from home still. And yeah, that's my day-to-day job, really.
Cool. How long does it take you to plan each of your sets if you plan them at all?
Yeah, I used to plan everything. Each transition, each track that I wanted to play, because I started off playing a lot of non-extended versions of tracks, and it was super difficult to mix.
Yeah.
Be exactly the right thing to mix into, basically. But I've stopped doing that as of a few months ago, and I've just gone freestyle at this point. I do obviously research my tracks and try and find new music and try and keep things interesting over the course of the progression of the set. But yeah, mainly just what I feel is best, hopefully.
Do you feel like it's less stress now that you're planning less, or do you feel like it's maybe less stress now because you're more comfortable, or a little bit of both?
I've obviously grown more accustomed to the whole thing, so that's definitely helped. But I think it's definitely less stress as well because when I first started off and I just didn't know much about DJing, so I wanted everything to be perfect. So I spent about as much time preparing for a set as actually playing it, if not slightly more.
Right.
But now that nervousness or anything like that is gone because I can just I trust myself enough to be able to do it, basically.
That's awesome. What's been your favorite stream of yours so far?
Actually, that's a very good one. When Oxentius was doing he's another fellow DJ that you usually back to back with. He was doing basically a stream at a local restaurant on a Thursday. I had done a back to back with him the day before, but basically things went kind of awry, and he suddenly told me, "Hey, do you want me to throw them back to you?" So that was completely my first actual unplanned set, and it went really well. So that's the moment I discovered that I can do it without planning, and that I can actually trust myself to, do things, basically.
That's great. That's probably a big turning point for you.
That was the turning point. Yes, definitely.
That's awesome. So what's been your favorite stream of someone else's then?
Well, I from Tin Liquor as well, in terms of music and selection and things like that. And I love their fan sets that they've done, which has always been such an amazing vibe. I wish they were they are still doing them, but on a Patreon only basis at the moment. But those really stuck with me.
Yeah, that's awesome. So have you had any memorable raids?
Oh God, yes. I remember Shinta Loves House Music raided me one time, as well as a few other.
That had to be a big crowd.
Yeah, it was, and I did not expect it. So that kind of shook me. And then obviously the next song I mixed in went wrong as a result, but that's to be expected. Thankfully, I'm very privileged to have a few big names raid me every once in a while, and I really try my best to change the feel around a little bit to accommodate where they came from as well, and then build it back into my own kind of vibe. But yeah, for example, when Super 8 and Tab raided me,
I was there for that.
Yeah, I just went from, I think, 120 BPM all the way up to 135 or something like that in one song. just to pay homage a little bit. But that really sticks with me.
That's awesome. Who would you like to do a B2B with, whether it be just one of your Twitch buds or someone famous? I feel like I know the answer to this.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back to the obvious, isn't it? Which is obviously Tin Liquor would be amazing.
Yeah.
Just because they're such an inspiration for me. And Ben Bowman doesn't really do anything, so it wouldn't be him, I suppose. But yeah, also I would love to eventually travel to some places and meet some of my other fellow DJs and actually do a bit back-to-back in real life because I think that would just be amazing.
That would be so cool. I kind of hope there's like a live Twitch festival of all you guys at some point that we can go to. I would totally fly in for that.
Yeah.
All right. So people seem to give you a lot of shit on your streams. So I got a couple questions about that. First one, do you really shop at Baby Gap?
In that one coming. No.
Sarina said you can't shop at Baby Gap because you're too tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the real reason you sit down.
Yeah, well, it is a very low ceiling. I will say that. And also, I just don't have space to set up a desk and a standing desk and then have all my stuff there as well. So I really do want to move out and get a different space. So I can actually play and dance, or pretend to dance anyway.
I've also been told to ask you, how do you breathe in your bunker?
No. I live in a converted garage. But yeah, that's no problem.
I thought maybe that was what the inhaler emote was for.
That is not an inhaler emote. Because I'm such a big fan of Tin Liquor, I have created a Tin Liquor emote. So that's but some people refer to it as the inhaler emote because it looks slightly like that from a distance.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's going like that.
But it is definitely a tin.
Let's see. Do you have any interest in producing? You kind of mentioned that earlier.
Yes, although because I'm such a perfectionist, I don't know whether I'll be able to finish a track. That's my biggest gripe, really. I do want to get into that at a later stage when I feel more comfortable still doing the DJ thing, and I've basically got a good grip of that because advanced transitions and things like that I still have to experiment with and work out. But once I've done that, I do want to get into that and to see hopefully whether I can create something.
I do feel like that's kind of what art is, though. Like art is never technically finished, right? That's why there's remixes of songs and things like that.
I think if I were to build a track, other people might love it, but I don't think I would ever be done finishing it or be happy with it. But I guess that's not the point. I'll just have to run it past a few friends and see what they say.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it'll be awesome. What are your current favorite artists or songs, and maybe top 5 if you can't narrow it down?
I feel like a broken record now, but Tin Liquor and Ben Bowman are definitely at the top, as well as Lane 8.
Well, yeah.
In fact, there was a time where Ben Bowman was opening for Lane 8 when he was still not very well known, and I was very privileged to be in a small club where that happened. And that was my first entry into discovering his music, basically, back in 2018, I believe it was. Tin Liquor, Ben Bowman, Lane 8, and Yotto Latrell. Those are also some great names that I have got much respect for.
Yeah, definitely. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite song at the moment that you just can't stop playing?
Yeah. There is a favorite song, but not anything specific recently. I mean, I have one all-time favorite song for the last few years, which is "In Memoriam" by Ben Bowman. But yeah, other than that, I don't have anything specific. Right?
Is that the one Spencer Brown just remixed? Did he just remix that one?
I believe there's a few remixes. I don't know. I only really like the original myself, so I've not really listened to many of the remixes from that one.
You could always do a stream and just do like that song and every remix of it.
True. Half an hour, but yes.
Yeah. Where are things in your country as far as the quarantine now? What's your normal?
Yeah, right now it is locked down again until the 2nd of December. And then we are going into a tiered-based system. So for each area, there's a separate tier depending on the risk of infection. So we're in tier 2, which means that we have to stay indoors as much as possible still. So I'll probably keep on working from home. but hopefully I'll be able to DJ as much as possible to relieve that a little bit, that feeling of just being stuck here, basically.
Yeah. Are you able to go out to restaurants or anything like that, or no?
At the moment, no. Once the lockdown ends on the 2nd, there is a possibility, but only for very small groups. So yeah, it's limited as well.
Do you have a roommate or anything? Or are you like literally by yourself?
Yep, no, it's just me and a few spiders probably. That's
Scooters?
it. Yes.
Wow. So yeah, I guess DJing probably fills up a lot of your time then and makes you feel a little more connected to people.
Oh, definitely. It's honestly the best thing that happened in 2020, as far as I'm concerned, at least. Just having met people like yourself, just the community, just the fun that I've had because of that. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you plan to keep streaming after things are totally back to normal?
Absolutely, yeah. I just love it too much. I don't think I can stop at this point.
Yeah, you're addicted.
But it's a good addiction.
It is. It is. There's definitely worse things to be addicted to. Have you made any friendships through streaming?
Yeah. Well, like the guy I mentioned before, Auxentius, Gareth. Yeah, we've kind of become friends, as well as obviously Ruspus and Chumpa, which we're starting to do collabs more often now, and just talk to each other outside of the whole Twitch scene as well. So yeah, it has really been that way as well. Yeah, I've got a few friends because of it.
That's awesome. So based on what you said about your lockdown and your location, I'm guessing you haven't gotten to meet anyone you've met on Twitch yet.
No, none so far. The closest person to me, I think, is the DJ Big D. He lives
yeah.
but no, nobody so far, other than
How
online.
far away are you guys from each other?
God, I don't know. I think about 2 hours maybe by car, something along those lines.
That'd be a fun B2B if when things open back up.
Definitely.
What would you like your subscribers and followers to know?
Oh God, I don't think I've got anything specific. Not something that I haven't. I'm very open and like straightforward, so there's not really much that I don't. Yeah, I don't share or that I haven't already said. So I don't know what specifically to think of, really.
Okay. Probably should have given you a heads up on that question. Last question. What are your normal stream times?
Yeah, so it's changed recently, but right now it's Mondays at about 5 p.m. GMT, and then Wednesdays at about 4:30 p.m. GMT as well. And then I try and do a few bonus streams every once in a while as well.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it for Mixed by Xelox today. And if you want to check him out, it is Mixed by Xelox on Twitch TV, and that is MixedByXelox.
That's it.
Hard to say. Mouthful. Thanks so much for your time, and I will probably be seeing you. Are you on later today?
Not today, but tomorrow. Yes.
Tomorrow. Okay, cool. Thank you.